extra, got them 20. Got them 20. Got them 20 for your ass. Extra, extra, got them 20 for your ass. For your ass. Extra, extra, got them 20. Got them 20. Got them 20 for your ass. Extra, extra, got them 20 for your ass.
Right now, shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, do you guys remember Indo G and Lil Blunt? Those two were a couple of my favorite rappers from Memphis at the time. They were signed to Luke Records. Even though Luke Records was from Miami, Indo G and Lil Blunt was from Memphis, and they were some of the first acts out of Memphis to sign with a label outside of Memphis. So from that record deal, they released two heavily played records. One was called Up in Smoke, and the other one was called The Antidote, and this is in 1995. Now, The Antidote is one of my favorites. I used to listen to Got the 20s, and then also Blame It on the Funk. But the whole album actually is pretty good. Both artists were real talented. Indo G was one of the ones that established himself as one of the city's most talented MCs. He was affiliated with Hypnotized, Camp Posse, Profit Posse, Tear the Club Up Thugs, and 3-6 Mafia. After Indo G and Lil Blunt split, Indo G did do an album produced by Juicy J and DJ Paul in 1998 called Angel Dust. 3-6 Mafia is one of my favorite Memphis rap groups too. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo and Lord Infamous. After Indo G worked with 3-6 Mafia, he moved on to do a slew of other songs and albums. And you may remember the song Remember Me Ballin' featuring Gangsta Boo. Memphis has a lot of respect for Indo G, but since those days, he has moved on. One of my subscribers reached out to me and mentioned that he's in the medical field now, and he doesn't really do too much with music from my understanding. If that's different, let me know. If anybody has any contact with Indo G, let me know. Alongside Indo G was Lil Blunt, which he also maintained a low profile after the hit records. Lil Blunt did release a few other hit records since then. I think there was Higher Level in 1999, and also Paraphernalia in 2000, and Bluntonized in 2001, and Pure Dope in 2002. So after digging in some crates, you guys remember SMK? This also featured Indo G and Lil Blunt. I think track number 3, Got Me Boned, that was the cut. Now you have to really be old school to remember some of these songs. They was on like tapes and not even CDs. If you got one, let me know. I got my actual tape. I used to bump this back in my Nissan Maxima in the early 90s. This is the real deal. This is the tape still work too. So even though they may not be real big on the hip hop scene now, they did leave a lasting impact on 90s hip hop and 90s rap. If you was feeling Indo G and Lil Blunt back in the 90s, make sure you leave it in the comments. Let me know which one was your favorite album or what was your favorite song. Like I mentioned earlier, Blame It on the Funk was one of my favorite songs from them. But do you guys remember that Popeyes video game from the 80s? They had a beat in that game that reminds me of Blame It on the Funk. Check it out and let me know what you think. Don't forget to be sure to like, subscribe, and set your notifications, family. Peace.